Alright, what's up guys? Welcome to the TMossBoss Q&A video, and in today's video I wanted to answer the question, should bad employees get fired? I mean, it really depends though on why they're being put in that category as a bad employee. I feel like if you are an employee that hates that person and they're a good worker overall, like if the boss says they're a good worker, other employees say they're a good worker, that leads into where you gotta overall set whatever differences you have aside, because at the end of the day, when you are working in any establishment, the only thing you should be focused on is making your money. You should not be focused on anybody. Yeah, don't get me wrong, there's going to be people that's going to try to kill your joy and make the work feel like uncomfortable for you and stuff, but yeah, overall though, it's like because no, I can speak on myself. Like I know for me, I was considered a bad employee. No, I ain't gonna lie. Like no, there is a pretty like at this old job that I worked at. I used to work at this cafe in Seattle, and I was very rebellious. Like I didn't like listening to nobody. And when it takes like multiple people like sitting down with you and overall like telling you like, hey, you gotta straighten up and things, it's you, bruh. So yeah, like no, there was an cashier that was working, because I was also a cashier, so like a coworker pretty much and things. But I don't know why I worded that weird. But anyways, there was a coworker. Coworker hadn't came into my mind yet. All right, I was all like cashier. Wait a minute, I was also a cashier. Employee, we were all employees. What is that like name that you give? Coworker. Okay, so but anyways, no, so there was a coworker that I had was overall working with at the cafe, and yeah, it was she, so the thing was this, she worked there like a lot longer than I think I did, and but regardless, overall, like she had more experience than me. And yeah, I just, like me coming in there with like little to no experience, like the only thing I was able to do was just like, I was like this, like, young teenager. So I'm just able to like energetic, run around, hyped up off of Red Bull, willing to like, let me lift this up. I got this. I do this, and the thing was this, I didn't mind doing it. I just didn't want to be told to do it. So it's like when you have her and then the other supervisor telling you, it's like, you got to go out and do this. I'm like, why do I got to go out and do it? I'm like, y'all ain't too much older than me. So like, what? So it's like, it was things like that. And then just little petty stuff. It was like, yeah, I think overall, I think if I could go back and do it all over again, like just, overall with like the experience that I had when I left and went into there like with that, because I had never worked at no cafe like job before, so I didn't know how to act. But yeah, it was like overall I didn't know how to act. It's like it's two meanings to that and stuff. But yeah, it was just, if I could go back and do it all over again, I would, just so I can make the work feel better for everybody and stuff. But yeah, it was it was just one of those things where it's like but I know people probably ask me, do I consider myself a bad employee? At the time, yes, I 100% was. But who isn't? At some point in time, you're going to be at a job where either you're dealing with a but yeah, maybe they wearing plaid, but a bad employee, or you're either going to be the bad employee yourself. So it's like, you just got to pick and choose like which one you want to be in things. But overall, at the end of the day, it should be all about doing the work, making your money. That's it. All right. So, but anyways, but no, like getting back to, the main question, should they be fired? Now, I think if I were to get fired, especially, in that situation, so the thing is this, I'm not going to say that, I was 100% in the wrong. I mean, I was, but I also don't believe that I was the only one out there doing like bad stuff. Like, no, the coworker that I was working with, I could think of some things that she did, and I was all like, hold on, wait a minute, okay. I'm all like, person to person check. You need to calm yourself down, because I'm like, look, I understand that I'm messing up, but it doesn't deserve that type of energy. Because my thing is this, after her, like when it was after her and after the supervisor, when they both ended up leaving the I think the one coworker, she left because of me, and then the supervisor, she ended up leaving because she found a better job and stuff. So I remember after they left, they had put like pretty much like I was the one to go out and train. Like I remember I had to train the supervisor that took the other supervisor's place. I had to train the other employees, like, you know, just kind of like just helping them around and stuff, and like telling them like, okay, you gotta do this, this, and this. This is where this is at, you know, blah blah blah, giving them the runaround and stuff. And if they messed up, the thing was, it's like when I had messed up, she made me feel bad that I had messed up, and I'm like, fam, I just started working here. Like, I remember there was an incident where either the man, I believe that the man had just said a croissant, but I guess he ordered a croissant sandwich. I did not know Fridays were croissant sandwich day, all right? So I charged him for a croissant. She comes running up all like, he got a croissant sandwich. And I'm like, okay, I didn't know that. Now, how I would have handled that situation after, you know, the transaction would have been, you know, because I'm saying, like, at the end we be giving away like free things like food, drinks, lunch to all them people and stuff. It's like we made some sort of money off of it, but I'm like, you know, hey, you know, it's not a croissant, it's the sandwich. So I'm like, that's gonna be the breakfast special, that's gonna be this button, you know, just and then if anything, I'm gonna crack a joke with them, but I'm going to make the work feel like comfortable for them. I'm not gonna go at them and start yelling about like, oh, you making mistakes. And I'm like, fam, I didn't know. Like, I just started working here maybe a few weeks ago. Like, I'm sorry. Like, I didn't know and things. I was like, I slipped my mind. And so I'm like, yeah. And it's like, that's the thing where it's like, it happens to me, it happened to the bosses, it happened to literally everybody that work at those cash registers. You make mistakes. And so she made me feel bad about it. And I was like, and I think that's what led into me being petty, because I'm like, I don't know what I personally did to you, but I know that this got to stop. And it almost got to a point where I was like, hey, I don't want to show up to that place no more. If that girl gonna be there, I don't want to be there no more and stuff, because man, it was very uncomfortable. But I'm not gonna say that she overall was like to put all the blame on her. It's like, no, I'll put the blame on myself too. It's like, I'll admit I was being petty and things, but yeah, it's like, it's if something like that were to happen now, I'm just gonna be like, hey, you know what? I ain't even trying to, like, I've gotten to a point in time, I'm 26 years old, so I've gotten to a point in time in my life where I'm like, hey, I'm not even trying to go down that route. It's like, however you feel, that's how you feel. I'm gonna be over here doing my thing and stuff. So, but anyways, I don't think I should have been fired though. Like, overall, if it's an employee that's like not showing up, you know, they're like purposely making the work field uncomfortable. Because there are some employees that were that did work at that cafe, and they did make the work field uncomfortable for people. Like, I'll never forget the dishwasher. There was this one dishwasher that was working there, and she called one of the cooks out her name. She called her. I ain't gonna say it because I like to have like a clean, you know, thing going on with my videos and stuff. So all I'm gonna say is that she called her the word for the definition female dog, and called her that all because she had dropped off some dishes. And it's like, fam, you're the dishwasher. I'm putting these dishes here so you can dishwash the dishes. I don't get what just happened and why you're calling me. I know, because the funny thing is, she snapped at everybody that worked there. And I was like, there was even a time where she was about to snap on me. So that's one thing that I noticed. And I was like, hey, you know, I guess it came in handy. But she never yelled at black people. It was me, and there was this other cashier that was working there at the time. Never yelled at us. Never once went off. Well, so she did with me, but she apologized extremely fast. So I had put some dishes down. And I was just, you know, because I'm like running back and forth. We're just trying to like hurry up and do things and stuff. So I put some dishes down. She's like, that doesn't go there. And I look at her and I'm like, what? And then she's like, I'm sorry. It's just, you know, can you please put the dishes on that table? I'm like, okay, you could have just said that at the start, but you just gonna yell at me in front of my peoples. I'm like, I ain't even do nothing. What is going on? So yeah, it's somebody like her. She ended up no, it wasn't even the cafe people that had fired her. It was the building people, because we had worked in the building. So no, she goes and takes a cart and rams it into the elevator doors, the freight elevator doors, and it caused like no, she did some damage. They had the building had to pay for it, and so she had to, well, I don't think she paid for it, but not in the way of like, you know, she had to take some money out of her. Nah, she ended up getting, it wasn't even us that fired her. So after she had did that, the building people had came down to our because we had like an office in our cafe, and they came down to our office and was all like, her gotta go. And yeah, they told her she had to pack her stuff and leave, and that she was no longer welcome inside the building and stuff. So I was like, dang, to get like some stuff like, so that, yeah, if you out there messing up like that, yeah, you need to get fired, okay? But no, I mean, like, if you just overall having like an uncomfortable experience with an employee and things, I just think that is something that y'all need to like sit down and work out. And if you can't work it out, then it's like, just separate your guys' selves. Just know you guys ain't gotta be friends, y'all ain't gotta have conversations or any of that stuff, but just don't be petty with each other, and just get the job done. And it's like, probably at some point in time, you guys may look up and y'all may be cool with each other one day. If you guys just like, because that's the motivation I want to put into you guys, is that like, if you see them putting in a lot of work, then you put in a lot of work. It's like, have like a friendly competition with them, even if you don't like them, but have it like, yeah, have a friendly competition with them. So it's like, if they, all right, so let's say if you work in like retail, so if they sell a pair of Jordans, sell a couple of pair of Jordans, it's like, just do whatever to where but it's like, don't be trying to do it so you could be employee of the month, or just just overall show it's like, hey, I can work side by side with you. I may not like you, I may not want to be your friend, but I can work side by side with you and stuff. So, but yeah, it's like, overall, I think that's what needs to be done in situations like that. But anyways, and that being said, I will talk to y'all later. Thank you guys for watching. Like, subscribe if you're new to the channel, and peace.